Hello everyone, this is Professor Anil R. Chinchawade, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Today in this particular session we are going to discuss on the concept of inheritance and interfaces in object oriented paradigm. Basically in this particular session we are going to focus on interfaces. So let us see the learning outcomes of this particular session. At the end of this session, students will be able to create interfaces in Java programming and also use the concept of abstraction in solving the real world problems. Let us start our discussion with the basic definition of interface and its use. An interface in Java programming language is defined as an abstract type used to specify the behavior of a class. So basically interface in Java or in object oriented paradigm acts as a blueprint for any class. So a Java interface contains some static constants and abstract methods. So there can be only abstract methods in Java interface. So basically Java interface is used to define a template or a blueprint for some class. It is containing only the abstract methods, and abstract methods does not contain any method body or its implementation. It is used to achieve abstraction and multiple inheritance in Java. As we already know that multiple inheritance in Java is not directly supported, but we can achieve this multiple inheritance concept using abstraction. And basically interfaces are helping you to achieve abstraction at a greater level. So Java interfaces are also representing is a relationship. So basically we have two types of relationships. One is a relationship, which is also achieved through inheritance. In the same way, interfaces are also representing is a relationship, and another type of relationship that we have in implementation is has a relationship. So what exactly interface means? Once again, it is similar to class. An interface can contain methods and variables. So basically interface is containing some set of methods, all are abstract, and some of the constant variables. The methods which are defined in an interface are by default, or you can say inherently, they are abstract in nature, means they include only this method signature without any of its implementation, or it does not contain any of its body part. Interfaces just define what a class should do. It means it just provides the guideline for the classes which are going to implement a particular interface, but they do not tell how to execute or how to implement its business logic. These interfaces in Java or in object oriented paradigm acts as a blueprint for classes which are outlining specific capabilities or behaviors for a particular class. Let us take an example of player. So player is an interface that might require any implementing class to include a move method. So here move method is a part of player interface which giving a guideline to the implementing class such that it has to include and implement the move method, which ensures that all the classes adhering to interface implement a specific or a specified methods. If a class implements an interface and if it fails to provide the method bodies for all the methods defined in the interface, then that class also must be declared as abstract. What exactly it means is, suppose there is a player interface and there is some class who is going to implement this particular player interface. So the implementing class must provide an implementation to move method as per this particular example. If a class who is going to implement this player interface is failed to provide implementation for move method, then the same class will be declared as abstract because it is not implementing the interface methods. So to be a concrete method, the implementing class must implement all the abstract methods which are defined in a interface that it is implementing. A practical example from the Java library is comparator interface. So there is a interface called comparator interface which is available in Java library. It is the best example. When a class implements this interface, the class gains the ability to sort the collections as the interface enforces implementing the comparison logic. So this is the syntax that we need to follow. We should use the keyword called interface, which is following with an interface name, and within the curly braces, set of curly braces, we are supposed to include and declare the constant which are required and the methods which are abstract in nature. Let us take an example of basic interface declaration and its use. So we have two files, one is printable.java and the printer.java. So I will open an Eclipse and we will see the examples. See, we have an interface called printable. So it is declared as public, keyword used is interface, and the name of interface is printable. Obviously this particular interface will contain some of the constant declarations and the abstract method declarations. So I have one variable called max, which is constant in nature. So it is assigned with a legal value called 100 and its type is integer. We have an abstract method called print, and this particular print method is a abstract in nature. We have two classes, one is printer1 and another one is printer2, who are implementing the printable interface. So both printer1 and printer2 have a responsibility of providing implementation for print method which is declared as abstract in the printable interface. If not, these both methods called printer1 and printer2 must be declared as abstract only. So printer1 is providing implementation for print method, so as per its requirement. So print method takes the number of pages as an argument. So here we have implemented the print method with the message as get black and white and the total number of pages printed by printer1. So this is the implementation provided for printer1. In the same way, printer2 is also implementing the printable interface, and also it is providing the implementation for print method as per its requirement. So here those classes who are implementing the printable interface are providing the implementation for print method as per their requirement. It means the printable interface is providing guideline to the printer1 class and printer2 class as they must implement the print method as per their requirement. So printer2 is implementing with a message called get color total number of pages printed by printer2. So these two different implementations are provided by printer1 and printer2 respectively. This is my main class where we are going to create two objects of printer1 and printer2 respectively. So P1 is created, which is an object of printer1, and also P2 is created, which is an object of printer2. So using P1, I call a print method with 75 number of pages, and using P2 I call print method with 55 number of pages, and accordingly I should get a output as per their implementation of print method in respective classes. So let us run this code. So if I run this code, then I get an output as get black and white 75 pages printed by printer1 and get color 55 pages printed by printer2. So this is how the implementing classes like printer1 and printer2 are implementing the printable interface as per their requirement. Going back to slides, this is how the interface guides the implementing classes what to do, but it does not tell you how to do. So implementation for all the abstract classes, abstract methods in the interface must be given by a particular implementing class. In this particular slide, we will discuss how your compiler internally add some part of the code. It adds public, static and final keyword before the data members. For example, in this particular printable interface, I have a constant called max and I have declared it as int max equals to 100, but internally the compiler has added public, static and final keyword before the declaration of max variable. So internally this int max equals to 100 line is treated as public, static, final, int max equals to 100, and also compiler adds public and abstract keyword before the interface methods. For example, I simply declared a print method with return type void in the implementation, but internally compiler has added public and abstract keyword before the declaration of print method. So this is how by default all the constants which are declared in the interface are public in nature, they are static and they are final as they are constant, and all the methods which are declared in the interface are by default public and abstract in nature. Let us test the knowledge based on the session. Which of these can be used to fully abstract a class from its implementation? And the options are: first one objects, second is packages, third interfaces, and fourth one is none of the above. Please pause the video and answer the question. And the answer is third one, interfaces. Next question is, which of these keyword is used by a class to use an interface defined previously? And the options are imports, extends, implements and implements. Pause the video and answer the question. And the answer is implements. So implements is the keyword which is used to implement any interface. Thank you.